What's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while since I've talked to you guys one-on-one. So we're going to go ahead and put a video together, just us chilling, just us talking. And we're going to go over just a few things in regards to the C5 Corvette Z06. Now, what's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while since I've talked to you guys on a one-on-one basis. So I wanted to put together a few videos just talking about the car. Just sitting around, just talking. If you guys got a beer, cheers. I don't have a beer. I don't drink. So, but still cheers though. All right. So today we're going to talk about RPO codes in regards to the C5 Corvette. The idea of this video came from Timothy Tate over at C5 Corvette Freaks. He does a tip of the day, or he used to do a tip of the day, and he would discuss tips on the C5 Corvette. And one day he mentioned the RPO codes, and I thought it would be a great video. So shout out to Tim Tate. Thank you for the idea. We're going to talk about what RPO stands for. What is an acronym for, okay? I'm going to show you guys where you can find your RPO codes. And then we're also going to go into detail regarding the RPO codes on this vehicle. And hopefully some of those will cross over to your vehicle. And that way you can know what options your car came with. At the end of the video, I'm going to put up a screenshot of some of the RPO codes. And that way, if you guys want to break down your own RPO codes, you can do so, okay? I'm going to put the screenshots up for about 10 seconds. So if you need it to be on that screen for a little bit longer, just hit the pause button. Super easy, okay? I did try to get in contact with the Corvette Museum in order to get the RPO codes. However, they told me to just go online, type in 2002 Corvette RPO codes, and they would come up. So in a way is approved by the Corvette Museum because they told me to do it. Now, before we get into it, another way that you can find out what options your vehicle came with, of course, is to purchase the window sticker from the Corvette Museum, okay? You can call the Corvette Museum, give them your VIN number, and they can send you a window sticker, and you also will know all the options that your car came with, okay? Again, this is the cheaper way. Just look up the RPO codes, and you can do this at home without paying anything. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, the red button below, give it a thumbs up, share the video, and let's get right into it. So RPO codes. RPO stands for regular production options. Okay. So there are 3-digit codes that are located in your glove compartment. You can find a list of C5 Corvette RPO codes and you can break them down and know what options your vehicle came with. All right, family. So when looking up your RPO codes, again, they're going to be inside the car. I'm not going to lie on camera right now. That red is popping. Oh my God, it looks good. So let's go ahead and jump inside the car. Let me show you guys where the RPO codes can be found. Once you get inside the car, all you're going to do is open up your glove compartment. Okay. And once you open up your glove compartment, there's going to be a sticker in the middle of the glove compartment up front. And that is the sticker that has all of your RPO codes on it. Each one of these codes have some kind of meaning in regards to your C5 Corvette. All right, family. So here are my RPO codes here. I wrote them all down for my specific vehicle. And then I just kind of Googled 2002 Corvette RPO codes, and I was able to find a majority of my codes and what they mean. However, I did have to combine lists in order to find all of them, and I still haven't found each and every one. What kind of information can you find in regards to your RPO codes? So just some things that I was surprised that I found. I found out, about my memory package and the package that I have for the car. I found out where the car was built. Okay, which for my specific car is Bowling Green. We're going to get into that in just a second. I also found out, my mirrors, they have the light reflector on them, my side mirrors, and I hadn't noticed that, but it makes sense now. Okay, I found that out with my RPO codes. Of course, I found out my gear ratio. I found out my tire sizes, my wheel sizes, and also just a bunch of other things. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Again, we're going to talk about this specific vehicle and some things that I just thought were cool. And I wrote down some that I found that my car did not have in regards to the RPO codes and options, but I thought they were pretty cool. So I'll go over those as well. Okay, one of my first codes was AAB. AAB stands for the driver convenience package. Referring to the memory seats. I think a lot of C5s did have that, and it may not be anything that special, but I did think that was cool. Another thing that I found out was the AR9. So AR9 is the reclining bucket seats, which is a European style, which is kind of weird. Okay. Now there's a non-Euro package or non-Euro seats, and that's AQ9. I thought that was interesting that I had the European styling seats, bucket seats at that. Okay. Now, again, BGR is the plant that the Vet was built at, that my Vet was built. And that one was in Bowling Green. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. BGR, Bowling Green. Okay. I didn't look up any other plants, but I would like to see where some of you guys' vet was built at. So then there's CJ2. CJ2 represents the auto temperature control, like the dual zone, which is pretty cool. So you got climate control, dual climate control. Again, makes sense. The DDO, so that's what I was referring to. DD0 is the side mirror. So it says remote control, which means, you know, automatic in a sense. Electric, light sensitive, and heated. Now, as far as I know, my C5 does not have heated side mirrors, okay? So maybe somebody replaced it at some time. It has the light sensitive, but it does not have the heated option, all right? Now, DD8 is also in regards to the RV light sensitive, so that's kind of two codes. I'm not sure why. DL5 is the decal roadside service. Thought that was going to be the sticker on the window, but it was not. So I'm not sure what that represents or how you can find that information. Now, this was interesting to me. FE4. So FE4 stands for the Special Ride and Handling Suspension. Okay. What I found interesting about that was that the FE3 is the sports suspension. So my car is the Z06. I would think the Z06 will have the sports suspension. But I was interested to find out that it has the Special Ride and Handling Suspension. So that's pretty cool. GU6 is the 342 gear ratio. So great information again. Now, if you have a G90, that means you have a 315 gear ratio. And if you have GU2, then you have a 273 gear ratio, okay? And those may be for the automatics. Don't quote me on that, but especially that 273, okay? JL9 was the power brake system. So 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, and this K63 is a 110 amp alternator, which is pretty cool to know that information. Now, I work part-time at a parts store, and at times people will come in for an alternator. They give me their vehicle, and their vehicle has different options for the alternators. Now, they all will fit, but sometimes people want to keep it original and put what was in there. So this is a good way to look up exactly what I have. I know I have a 110 amp alternator, so if an option pops up for 135 or 105, I know I have the 110. That's pretty cool. Another code was the LS6, which is the engine size, right? I have an LS6 engine. So I would assume that the other ones show LS1. Now, what I was interested to find out is that there's no Z06 code, and I thought there would have been a Z06 code. Because back in the days, it was an RPO code for an earlier generation. I want to say the C3, but don't quote me on that. But it was to identify like their special handling package. These next two items represent the transmission. So MN6, Mary Nancy 6, represents the 6-speed transmission, and so does M12, okay? M12 also represents a manual 6-speed. And then the automatic transmission will be M30 as opposed to M12, okay? NF7 is going to be your federal emissions, and NCI is the California emissions. Again, something important. Now, at my part-time job, sometimes people come in and they're buying a emissions part, and sometimes it says, well, do you have federal emissions or California emissions, right? Because of where we are, I automatically just pretty much assume that it's going to be federal. However, there are cars that come from California that have California emissions. And here's another thing that I thought was cool. P12, right? So P12 represents my wheels that I have, right? Now, as you guys know, the wheels on here are not stock, but it shows that the front wheel is a 17 by 9.5, and the rear wheel is an 18 by 10.5, which is standard for the Z06. But again, it's nice to have this information at your hand. So UNO, UNO represents my radio. It identifies that it's an AM FM radio, and it has a CD player from the manufacturer. And if you have ULO, that means you have a cassette player from the manufacturer. Again, something that I thought was pretty cool. UZ6 represents that I have 6 speakers in the vehicle. So I have 4 up front, says front door, and then I have 2 in there that's quarter mounted, okay? So that's gonna be kind of back here. U73 represents a fixed antenna, okay? So I don't know if you guys can see the antenna over there. I do know on some of the C5s, maybe the earlier years, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but you would start the car up and the power antenna would go up. And then when you turn the car off, it would let down, okay? So this car has a fixed antenna. And while speaking about that, U75 is the power antenna, all right? V73 is US or Canada models. So again, if you are in Europe and you have a different, different spec, then you may have a different RPO code, okay? And then XFW represents the tire size. Again, I think that's cool. I don't know why I think that's so cool. Front tires are 265 4017 with the 91Y speed rating on my particular vehicle. Now, if you guys have XGG or XMC, then you have a 245 4517 on your front tire. Now, my rear tire, I have code YFU. Again, I think these are going to be custom for Z06s, but the rear tire is a 295 35 18 with a 91Y speed rating. And if you guys have a YGH or a YME, then you have a 275 40 18 in the back. Again, that's so cool. I don't know why. I get impressed by the smallest things. And I thought that was really, really good information. Now, some things that I thought were cool that my car did not have. B34 is front floor mats, which that would have been cool to have the Corvette, mats up front. But I don't. B4H is a noise control modification. And I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool. Here's one that I didn't find that I thought would be pretty cool is RPA, which means rear park assist. I have not seen a C5 ever have rear park assist. So I don't know where that code came from. I don't know if it got mixed up from maybe like a C7. One thing that I did find interesting about my specific vehicle is that I did not have code VV6. VV6 is your heads up display, and I have heads up display, and of course it's not operable right now. You can see down in there that it's on, but it's not shown on the windshield. And that was supposed to be my renter project, so don't say anything. But VV6 heads up display, that's not a code on my vehicle, surprisingly, even though I have that option. V49 is your license plates frame. And that's crazy. I don't know if it's a Chevy license plates frame or Corvette license plates frame. That would be cool. V76 tow hooks. Then you have Z16, which is the commemorative edition, which is the electron blue with the white and maybe red stripe. I know it's mostly white, but I thought it had a different color on it. Don't quote me on that. And then the Z18 is a Euro commemorative edition, which is, again, I didn't even know there was a Euro commemorative edition. I don't know if it has different colors or what, but maybe it just has different taillights and it looks the exact same, okay? And then last, but certainly not least, is the Z51. So Z51 is the handling package. And that's probably on non-Z06 C5s. But yeah, if you ever wondered if you have the handling package or you have the Z51, just look into your RPO codes. Some of the items that I could not find on the list that I was looking up were FE9, which because of the FE4, I'm sure that has something to do with suspension. IP4, VM3, SLL, and then there were some numbered ones that I couldn't find either. Number one is 1SA, 21A, 701, and 704. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Hit the like button. Again, thank you guys so much for watching me. It means a lot. I had a goal and we hit it recently in regards to YouTube. So again, without you guys, I couldn't do this, and I appreciate you so much, okay? Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.